I'll take the shot. She carried ammo until a SEAL sniper fell on Christmas Eve. The desert was quiet that night. Too quiet. Cold air scraped my lungs with every breath. The moon hung low, pale and thin, like it was afraid to look at us. I could smell gun oil on my gloves. Metal and dust. Christmas Eve. Somewhere far away, people were laughing. Here, all I heard was the soft crunch of boots and sand. And my own heartbeat. I wasn't supposed to shoot. I was ammo support. Extra mags. Extra weight. The one who runs when they call for bullets. They called me hands. Not a trigger. Not a voice. Just hands. The sniper lay prone beside me. Stone still. Breathing slow. A ghost behind glass. Wind steady, he whispered. His voice calm. Too calm. I watched his finger rest against the trigger. Relaxed. Certain. I envied that certainty. The radio crackled once. Then silence. My ears rang anyway. A faint smell drifted on the breeze. Burning trash. Human sweat. Fear. I wiped my nose with my sleeve. My hands were shaking. I hated that. I hated myself for it. The target moved in the distance. A shadow among shadows. Too far for me to even count steps. The sniper exhaled slowly. Got him, he murmured. Then the world snapped. A sharp crack. Not ours. His body jerked hard. A sound escaped him. Short. Wet. He collapsed into the scope. Blood sprayed warm across my knuckles. Thick. Sticky. I froze. My mind screamed to move. My body refused. Sniper down! Someone shouted over comms. The words felt unreal. Like they belonged to someone else. I pressed my hands against his shoulder. Too much heat. Too much blood. His eyes searched mine. Not panicked. Not angry. Just shocked. Like he couldn't believe it either. I can't feel my legs, he said. His voice cracked. That scared me more than the gunfire. Rounds snapped overhead. The sound tore the air apart. Sand jumped near my face. I tasted grit between my teeth. Gah. My chest burned. Every breath hurt. He grabbed my wrist. His grip was weak. Too weak. You know the rifle, he said. I shook my head hard. No. I carry ammo. Another round struck rock inches away. The shock slapped my face. He coughed. Blood bubbled at his lips. Doesn't matter, he whispered. His fingers slid off my sleeve. The rifle lay between us. Heavy. Waiting. The stock was cold when I touched it. Too cold for something meant to save lives. My heart slammed against my ribs. I remembered training rooms. Laughter. Jokes about Christmas Eve. I remembered being told to stay in my lane. Hands. Not a trigger. The radio screamed again. They were pushing closer. I could hear voices now. Foreign. Excited. Hungry. The sniper's breathing turned shallow. Fast. Wrong. I lined up behind the scope without meaning to. The world narrowed. The desert vanished. All I saw was movement. A shape raising a weapon. My finger hovered. Sweat ran down my spine. This wasn't my job. This wasn't my right. This wasn't what I was trained for. The sniper looked at me one last time. Don't let them take us, he said. Christmas Eve. The trigger felt lighter than I expected. My breath caught in my throat. And somewhere in the dark, someone shouted. The shout grew louder. Closer. Boots scraped stone below the ridge. I tightened my grip. The rifle vibrated with my pulse. My finger trembled. Not from cold. From choice. The shape stepped into moonlight. A face. Young. Bearded. Eyes wide with intent. He hadn't seen us yet. The sniper gasped. A thin, broken sound. I smelled copper. So much copper. My jaw locked tight. I told myself this was survival. Not murder. Not revenge. Just math. Distance. Wind. Time. The radio screamed my name. I ignored it. The man raised his rifle. Everything slowed. The night held its breath. My cheek pressed into the stock. Cold steel against skin. I thought of home. Lights on a tree. Psalm. Maybe to shout. Maybe to pray. My breath shook. The trigger met resistance. Then gave slightly. And in that instant, before sound, before recoil, before consequence, I knew nothing would ever be the same. The rifle bucked into my shoulder. Harder than I expected. The sound cracked the night open. Sharp. Final. My ears rang. The scope jumped. When it settled, the man was gone. Not fallen. Gone. The ridge erupted in noise. Shouting. Return fire. Chaos tearing through the quiet. Someone grabbed my vest. Yanked me backward. I hit the ground hard. Air blasted from my lungs. Move! A voice roared. I crawled. Hands again. Always hands. Dragging. Pulling. The sniper was lifted beside me. His body limp. Too limp. His head lolled toward my shoulder. Blood soaked through my uniform. Warm. Relentless. Stay with me, I said. I don't know who I was talking to. Him. Myself. God. The radio exploded with orders. Extraction delayed. Enemy advancing. I tasted bile. My stomach twisted tight. A medic pressed down on the wound. Red pooled around his gloves. Pressure's not holding, the medic said. Too calm. That scared me again. The sniper's eyes fluttered open. Just for a second. He tried to smile. Failed. You took it, he whispered. I shook my head. I couldn't speak. My throat burned. I knew you would, he said. The words cut deeper than shrapnel. More gunfire. Closer now. Bullets slapped dirt around us. The medic cursed. Someone screamed for smoke. The night filled with white clouds. Burning my eyes. Burning my lungs. I coughed until my chest ached. Through the haze, I saw shadows moving. Too many, too fast. Hands grabbed my rifle again. Someone else took it. I felt empty without the weight. Useless. Just hands again. The sniper's breathing slowed. One breath. Then another. Too far apart. Hey, I whispered. Hey, don't do this. His fingers brushed mine. Barely there. Christmas Eve. The medic show. The radio screamed back. The ridge shook with explosions. The sky flashed orange. And as the sniper's grip faded from my hand, I realized I didn't know if the shot I took saved us, or sealed what came next. The sniper's hand slipped free. Empty air replaced his warmth. I stared at my fingers. Still shaking. Still stained. Someone pulled me up again. Fall back, they yelled. Their voice broke. That scared me more than the gunfire. We ran blind through smoke. White swallowed everything. The smell burned my nose. Chemicals and sand and blood. My boots slipped on rock. I almost went down. Strong hands caught my vest. Not mine this time. Ahead, the night flashed with muzzle fire. Short bursts. Controlled. Too close. The radio spat fragments. Overrun. 2 mics. Where's the sniper? No one answered that one. I looked back once. The ridge was gone in smoke and fire. Christmas Eve felt like a lie. My chest tightened. Every breath scraped raw. My ears rang so loud it drowned the shouting. Then everything slowed again. That awful slow. A shape moved through the haze. Not retreating. Advancing. Closer than before. I raised my empty hands. Instinct. Habit. Hands again. The shape lifted something long and dark. Not a rifle. A launcher. Someone screamed my name. I turned. The smoke thinned just enough for me to see it. The tube angled toward us. Toward the team. Toward the wounded. Toward where we were bunched and bleeding and stuck. My heart slammed once. Hard. Final. There was no rifle in my hands. No scope. No calm voice beside me. Just a choice hanging in the cold night air, and the echo of his words ringing in my head. Don't let them take us. I felt the weight before I saw it. A rifle pressed into my hands. Someone else's breath in my ear. Do it, they said. Not shouting. Not begging. Certain. The launcher shifted. Slow. Deliberate. Like he had all the time in the world. I dropped to a knee. Moo. The stock bruised my shoulder. My cheek found the cold metal again. My vision tunneled. The smoke thinned just enough. I could see his face now. Teeth clenched. Finger tightening. I smelled cordite. Fresh. Sharp. My pulse thundered in my ears. Louder than gunfire. I thought of the sniper's still eyes. The way his hand went slack. The way blood felt cooling on my skin. I didn't think about rules. I didn't think about orders. I didn't think about tomorrow. The crosshairs drifted. I fought them back. My breath hitched. I forced it out slow. Just like he taught me. Wind steady. Distance closing. My finger found the trigger. The launcher lifted higher. Someone screamed behind me. I didn't look. I couldn't. The night narrowed to one point. One choice. One life balanced against many. My finger began to pull. And in that frozen heartbeat, before sound, before recall, before the world decided what I had become, everything went silent. Silence shattered. Not with a shot. With a scream over comms. Launcher down. The words didn't register. My finger was still pulling. My breath still locked. Then the figure lurched sideways. Not from my rifle. From another angle. Another unseen trigger. The launcher hit the ground hard. Metal clanged against stone. The man folded with it. The night roared back to life. Gunfire everywhere. Too close to think. Too loud to pray. Someone ripped the rifle from my hands. I didn't fight it. My arms felt hollow. Useless again. Move now! A voice shouted. Urgent. Afraid. We ran. Not clean. Not fast. Dragging pain and bodies and guilt behind us. The ground shook. An explosion bloomed where we had been seconds before. Heat washed over my back. I tasted smoke and ash. My eyes burned. Tears I didn't remember crying. We dove into cover. Hard. Breathless. The medic slammed down beside me. Hands working frantically. Always hands. Where's the sniper? Someone asked again. No one answered. I stared into the dark. My trigger finger twitched. Empty. Still curved. Still ready. The radio crackled with new orders. Extraction rerouted. Enemy regrouping. Hold position. Hold. The word sat heavy in my chest. I pressed my forehead into the dirt. Cold grit against skin. Grounding me. Or burying me. I didn't know which. In the distance, footsteps echoed. Slow. Careful. Too controlled to be friendly. Shadows shifted beyond the rocks. Closer than they should be. Someone clicked off a safety. Someone whispered my name. I lifted my head. The night watched back. And I waited to see who would take the next shot, The footsteps stopped. Too sudden. Like they knew we were listening. My mouth went dry. I could hear my own breath. Too loud. I tried to slow it. Failed. A shadow peeled away from the dark. Then another. Low. Careful. Hunting. My fingers curled into the dirt. Cold grit pressed under my nails. Someone beside me whispered a prayer. Not loud enough to hear the words. Loud enough to feel the fear. The radio stayed silent. No help. No countdown. Just waiting. I felt the rifle push back into my hands again. Heavier this time. Like it knew. Like it remembered. My shoulder screamed as I raised it. The bruise blooming deep and hot. I ignored it. Pain was simpler than thought. A shape moved closer. I caught the smell first. Sweat. Smoke. Something sour. Adrenaline. My eye found the scope. The world shrank. A face slid into view. Not the same one. Older. Harder. Eyes sharp with purpose. He smiled. Just a little. Like he knew exactly where we were. Like he knew exactly who I was now. My finger rested on the trigger. No tremble. That scared me most of all. Behind me, someone shifted. A boot scraped stone. The man's smile vanished. His weapon started to rise. Time stretched thin. Every lesson. Every doubt. Every drop of blood on my hands pressed in at once. Christmas Eve. Cold desert night. One breath left before everything broke. The breath left my chest. Slow. Controlled. The way he taught me. The rifle felt steady now. Not light. Not heavy. Just right. The man's weapon cleared his chest. Too late. The shot rang out clean. Sharp. Certain. He fell without a sound. No scream. No drama. Just gravity doing its work. Silence rushed back in. Thick. Heavy. Final. No more movement in the dark. No more footsteps. The radio crackled. Extraction inbound. 5 mics. I lowered the rifle. My arms finally shook. The adrenaline drained fast. Leaving Cole behind. Leaving weight. We lifted the sniper together. Careful. Respectful. Like carrying something sacred. The helicopter lights cut through the night. White. Blinding. Real. As we loaded up, I looked at my hands. Still hands. Still shaking. But no longer just hands. The rotors roared overhead. Sand whipped my face. The desert pulled away beneath us. Christmas Day waiting somewhere ahead. The sniper's rifle rested across my knees. Silent now. Earned. I closed my eyes. Not to forget. But to remember. Because some shots don't end when the sound fades. They stay. Carried forward. Like ammo. Like memory. Like the weight of becoming someone you never planned to be. His weapon started to rise. Time stretched thin. Every lesson. Every doubt. Every drop of blood on my hands pressed in at once. Christmas Eve. Cold desert night. One breath left before everything broke. The breath left my chest. Slow. Controlled. The way he taught me. The rifle felt steady now. Not light. Not heavy. Just right. The man's weapon cleared his chest. Too late. The shot rang out clean. Sharp. Certain. He fell without a sound. No scream. No drama. Just gravity doing its work. Silence rushed back in. Thick. Heavy. Final. No more movement in the dark. No more footsteps. The radio crackled. Extraction inbound. 5 mics. I lowered the rifle. My arms finally shook. The adrenaline drained fast. Leaving Cole behind. Leaving weight. We lifted the sniper together. Careful. Respectful. Like carrying something sacred. The helicopter lights cut through the night. White. Blinding. Real. As we loaded up, I looked at my hands. Still hands. Still shaking. But no longer just hands. The rotors roared overhead. Sand whipped my face. The desert pulled away beneath us. Christmas Day waiting somewhere ahead. The sniper's rifle rested across my knees. Silent now. Earned. I closed my eyes. Not to forget, but to remember. Because some shots don't end when the sound fades. They stay. Carried forward. Like ammo. Like memory. Like the weight of becoming someone you never planned to be.